Okay, so today I'm going to show you how not to turn an old lawnmower into a Mario Kart. So this thing didn't work. I decided I was going to take it down to bare bones and start from scratch. So I'm trying to take off the engine pulley, but it was rusted on there and I couldn't get it off, so I just worked around the engine. Also, I broke my hammer. So this is my first time using an angle grinder, and safety first. It went pretty well. So then I washed this thing in preparation to paint it, which was a terrible idea because I had to redo all the paint later, but we'll talk about that again. I had to make a new seat because this one had plants growing out of it. So I took the foam off the old seat and I found this. So now I had to scrub off 40 years of rust. And a quick coat of primer to keep it from rusting again. So I found this piece of foam, and ideally I'll use it as a cushion for this. The only adhesive I have is this silicone. I have no idea if silicone will stick to either the foam or the middle on the chair, so wish me luck. Hey guys, we're gonna check and see if the silicone held the foam to the chair. Oh my gosh! It worked! Now we just have to upholster it. I took a cheap piece of vinyl and wrapped it around the seat, holding it in place using binder clips so I could see where to cut it. Then I lifted a couple of binder clips at a time so I could apply silicone underneath and then reclip it. And voila! So then I painted it, which was a little overambitious, and I definitely should have done that last. So don't paint before you get the engine to work. I was just too excited about the colors.
I have crippling depression.
And then I used the heat-resistant engine enamel, which was pointless. I had to do this all over again. Blah, blah, blah. I hate myself. Yay! Most of this project was scrubbing rust off of stuff and then painting it. Like these rims. Then I took primer and paint to the actual chassis, and I went with a bright blue, pink, and purple. So then I checked the battery and all the wires in the wiring harness to see if I could reuse any of those or if I had to get a new one. We're gonna take this multimeter and see how much juice the battery has. Okay, here we go. We're gonna test. 8.55, that's not enough. Not even close. So we got to charge it. My old man has a battery charger right here. A positive student shows up first and leaves last. Okay. Capacity 0%. It says it's 90% full. So, a quick and dirty way to test these. Turn this bad boy to diode, and if it beeps, means the wire is good.
So a diode is basically a one-way electrical valve. With the right direction and current, the diode will open, allowing current to pass through the wire. The diode setting of a multimeter reads the voltage drop between the points that you're testing, and if they're the same, it reads as a shorted wire, and it beeps.
That's a good thing.
I can repurpose the ones that beep.
Okay, so now I'm at the point where I need to make a decision. I have the chassis, but I need somewhere to put the seat, and that usually goes right here, and it sits on that box. But if I put that box back on, I'm gonna have a body that looks just like a lawnmower, and I kinda wanna leave the gear shifter and the steering wheel exposed so it looks a little more sporty, a little more like a rustic go-kart and less like a lawnmower. Or who knows, at this point it might just be a wagon if I can't get the engine to work. So I think I'm gonna use an angle grinder to cut off the box. Here we go. Today, we are going to try to get the engine to run. I'm losing faith. I think Uncle Dean, the Stream Bean, is gonna help us. I've also solicited the services of a second volunteer. So hopefully, between the three of us, something will work. Yeah. So it turns out the secret to getting an old lawnmower engine to work is to actually just get a new one that actually does work. I'm sorry, guys. It wasn't happening. It was 2 weeks of And lots of sanding and smoking.
And wires and gas and blood and death and gore.
Then I painted the engine white because I thought that would look cuter with the pastel colors. And I touched up all the paint on the body because we ruined it putting the engine on. Here, can you go throw this away? Do you know where the trash is? Hold on, baby. Hold on. Let me get it soaked up and then it can be your turn, okay? Trade sides with me and
Biggest part of it.
I have successfully wired this contraption of mine with a push start and a kill switch that has yet to be set up. I am happy with that. So I took an angle grinder and cut out a rectangle of metal and then bent it around this bar so it wouldn't snap, and hopefully it'll support the weight of the gas can, but we'll find out here in a second. So she ain't pretty, but she's on there. And now, drum roll please. You guys, thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video or learned anything, please like and subscribe. Maybe share it with a friend and have fun trying to build a Mario Kart of your own. The end.